It was a beautiful sunny day in Boston. I was rejuvenating my love of the city as I sat by the harbor with my friend Connor, who lived in Connecticut and hadn't been to Boston as often as I have. Feeling the spring breeze through my air, catching the taste of salt from the ocean, and gazing at the sun reflected waters made me feel more inspired about caring for the environment that surrounded Boston and us in general. I didn't feel comfortable talking about it with Connor, however, since he wasn't as interested in the environment as I was, and I didn't want to bore him. Instead, we just watched the harbor in comfortable silence. It wasn't until I noticed a label for a shipping company on a boat I had to do research on for my internship, and I pointed out to him that I started going off about about the sustainability of this company. Things about how they were trying to produce boats powered by renewable energy sources and the general scope of their carbon emissions. Based on my research, this company was doing a lot in terms of sustainability, and I was surprised to have encountered them while I was hanging out with my friend. I slowed down after a while, since I think I bored them, when suddenly they asked something along the lines of, "But how can you be sure in terms of how sustainable this large company truly was?" And I say back, "You can't, but that's why you have to keep trying." After that, we have more of a discussion that admittedly leaned towards the more cynical side of things about the nature of sustainability itself and how we can really look out for the environment as best as possible without giving these companies too much leverage over somewhat token efforts. Connor was questioning how truly sustainable this company could be, since at the end of the day, it was still a major shipping company that operated for profit. Once it became unprofitable to do so, that company could easily turn its head on sustainability and reverse any of the improvements it's made to its operations to keep revenues high. And I absolutely agree. But I emphasize that for that reason alone, we need to push not only ourselves, but also these companies to better themselves and their operations, lest we get caught up in a state of depression where we feel like our contribution to society means absolutely nothing in the long run. Instead, I emphasize that while we still live in this for profit economic framework, it was important we try to use it to incentivize larger corporations and organizations to do something good for our environment instead of something damaging. At the end of the day, it was an interesting discussion and something that made me think more deeply about the nature of sustainability that I didn't expect to have at the time. I can't say for certain whether that small trip and discussion made my friend more likely to get involved with the environment, but actually interacting with what I've researched in the real world and talking with him about it made us both realize that nothing exists in a vacuum. In order to truly cherish our environment and what we have to do everything we can to preserve it and understand how our actions affect the world around us. For me, this meant giving my all to my internship that's involved in incentivizing other companies to be more sustainable in their operations, but it could be different for everyone. For others, it could mean lobbying for greener policy changes. For you, it could be something as simple as incorporating sustainability measures into your own home. Whatever it is, all I ask is for you to go outside and truly cherish what you see, in whatever way works best for you. It's never too late to start implementing change in your life that will better those around you. Thank you.